And let's take another breaking story. The Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist involved in the Amarnath attack in the last few months in July has been killed in an operation in Jammu and Kashmir. And we are joined by our correspondent in Kashmir, Khalid Hussain. Khalid, thanks for talking to us. First of all, what all additional details you have?
Well, it's a very big success to the security forces because since the Amarnath Yatra bus attack happened, he was on the radar and continuously he was being tracked by the security forces. He was the mastermind of that bus attack which happened during the Amarnath Yatra, in which around 10 Yatris got killed. So today a very big success in the outskirts of Srinagar, a place called Ari Park, Naugam, where a brief encounter happened and the Abu Ismail with his associate got killed, and both of them got killed in a very, very short encounter. It was a very specific information to the security agencies that he is moving around in and around the Naugam area since last 72 hours. He was being tracked. His movement was on radar, and finally he got killed when he was seen near Arigam, and where he was engaged in an encounter and was killed. Both of them are killed, and a very big success for security forces because he was the most wanted militant, and let me tell you, he was the Lashkar chief of South Kashmir for Lashkar-e-Taiba militant output. So that way, it's a justice to the Amarnath Yatri bus attack victims who got killed in that attack, that Abu Ismail has been fallen to the bloods today.
So with this, also army has been able to, we can say that, kill one of the big masterminds of the terrorists. So was it in a group or some other militants have been killed, or he was the only one who has been killed?
Well, he was the mastermind of this attack. He had planned the attack. He had made all the blueprint of the attack, how to attack and where to attack, and he was the part of the attacker. Before that, in an encounter in South Kashmir, in the Amarnath area, 2 militants were killed of same outfit, and police that time told us that they were also the part of the attackers who attacked the bus at the same day. So he was absconding, and now he got killed. So mastermind, the main culprit, has been eliminated by the security forces today. So that way, it's a very big success, and it was a joint operation of Jammu and Kashmir police, CRPF, and army. Let me tell you, he was continuously on radar, and for the last 72 hours, his movements were tracking, and he was seen in the area of outskirts of Srinagar called Naugam area, and 2 times he gave the slip in last 72 hours to the security forces. But at the 3rd time near Arigram, he was engaged in an encounter, and in a very short encounter he got killed.
So surely the pressure on militants is increasing as far as security forces is concerned, especially in south of Kashmir, Khalid.
Well, yes, we have been seeing continuously successful operations of security forces, especially in South as well as in North Kashmir. Just 2 days back, we saw that 5 militants in 24 hours got killed in South Kashmir, in Shipyan, Kulgam, and so forth, both in North and South Kashmir. Now, this big toll to the Lashkar-e-Taiba killing of Abu Ismail, who was in charge of the whole activities of Lashkar-e-Taiba in Kashmir. He was operational chief of Lashkar-e-Taiba, and he got killed in a brief encounter. That's a big jolt to the Lashkar-e-Taiba, no doubt about that. That's a very big success to the security forces.
Khalid, also talking about the specific of this encounter today, was any security men also hurt in this encounter, and what time it did take place?
It's just, we can say, half an hour before that, as I told you, that it was a very brief encounter. There was an input that he is moving in that area. He was intercepted and engaged in an encounter and killed within a span of 15 to 20 minutes only. So that way, very specific information was with the security forces that his movement is very much there. From last 72 hours, he was packing in the outskirts of Srinagar. He gave a slip to the security forces at least 2 times in those 72 hours. But now, at the 3rd time, he was engaged and killed.
So also, it speaks about the strategy of armed forces where they are going for high-value target that will impact the morale of the low-rank militants. Is that a strategy now armed forces are adopting in Srinagar?
Yes, very true. They are targeting the militant leaders, especially commanders of every outfit. So the morale of the other members of the outfit get down. And we have seen that most of the commanders, whether they are from Hizb Mujahideen or Lashkar-e-Taiba, in past couple of months have got killed. We have seen Ehsan Yittu, militant was active since 1990, and we have seen Sabzar Ahmad, we have seen Junaid Mattu got killed. So big militants who are commanders or are in A++ grade category, like Abu Dujana and now Abu Ismail getting killed, that definitely will affect the morale of other militants who are working in the organization.
All right, thank you, Khalid, for talking to us and getting us all this detail on this important story where the mastermind of July Amarnath Yatra attack has been killed today in an encounter with security forces in Kashmir.